Welcome. About to go live on Insight Timer. So if you're seeing this, you're probably watching the replay. And I invite you to join us live on Insight Timer next time or this time. Welcome. We'll wait a few moments before we begin. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Mm. How is our sound? Can you hear me well? Hi, Linda. Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy to see you. Happy to be together. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, I would love to hear from you, friends. Go ahead and say hello in the chat. If you like, share something you feel grateful for today, you are grateful for. Sometimes we can't feel our gratitude. We don't feel deeply connected to it, but we know we're grateful. Yes. So I invite you to say hi and share in the chat something you're grateful for. Hi, Camille. Oh, beautiful, Rebecca. Rebecca shares, I love your meditations and first time doing a live class with you. Oh, beautiful. Welcome. Yes, welcome to anyone who's here for the first time. Hi, Tracy. I'm grateful for you. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Tracy's work, Tracy is an incredible being and teacher and has wonderful meditations here on the app, as well as other work in the world. Hi, Mary. Okay, great. Well, let's officially open our session today. Welcome, everyone. My name is Selena. We usually have these live sessions weekly. If you're new and extra warm, welcome to you today. Grateful we can be together live. If you are not watching on Insight Timer, I invite you to come to the free Insight Timer app so you can be part of this interactive experience so that you can comment and you can see others' comments and shares throughout our time together. Om JJ Saima. Hi, Faustina. Om JJ Saima is a phrase that we use, it's Sanskrit. And when I say we use, those of us who study with my beloved teacher, Sai Ma, who I've had the profound blessing of studying with for over 2 decades. This is actually my anniversary month of meeting Ma. And Om Jiji Sai Ma, when we say this to each other. It's acknowledging the honoring of that divine feminine principle and you honoring that divine feminine principle in me, this Shakti that is in each and every one of us, regardless of gender. Hi, Antonio. Yeah, grateful for being beautiful. Hi, Molly. Oh, wonderful. So grateful to be all together. Beautiful. I love it. A few practical announcements. I have a lot of content here on the app, many, many recordings. I have 2 courses, one of which is called Awaken My Heart, A Guide to Living with Self-Love. Actually, I can drop that here in the chat. It's just a beautiful journey for those wishing to either step into the world of being more kind and compassionate and caring with oneself, or those who have been practicing it for years and would just like to be in the energy of that and probably find some new perspectives and even new tools through the course. I also have a couple of retreats coming up, one of which is pretty much sold out in Hawaii in January. And then we still have spaces for the retreat in Bali, the Divine Remembrance Retreat that is happening in May of 2026. You can find all of this on my profile page or on the Insight Timer app, And of course, if you have any questions, you can send me a private message, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Of course, you're welcome to email me. And Insight Timer and I both have pretty active Instagram pages, although I haven't been on there too much this year with a lot of travel and deep inner work, so to speak. Um, but if you're looking for little boosts, loving reminders, things like that, you can check out our Instagram pages. All right. I think that's it for the practical. Today, we are going to consciously harness the energy of the Lionsgate portal. Some of you may be familiar with this, others not, no issue. Essentially, this is a very potent time astrologically that happens each year on August 8th, and it's considered a portal. It's a very powerful time for release and for fully stepping into the life we wish to consciously create. Even think about it as becoming a magnet for our desires. Many of you have been with me for some time. Uh, In the past, I used the word manifestation more often. However, I feel like it has kind of gotten this rap of being something that is not very grounded in possibility, when in all actuality, when we look at manifesting, or as I often refer to as conscious creation, it's very much rooted in brain science and this profound support of the seen and the unseen in our lives. If you believe in your spirit guides and your soul and all of these energetic components of this cosmology that we live in. So, anyway, back to the Lionsgate. This is a very potent time for conscious creation, for really calling in what it is that we wish to live, to experience in our lives. So, we're going to spend some time today consciously creating and harnessing this powerful energy that's available to us to do so. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to center. This is an ancient yogic technique that's very powerful for feeling more aligned, more grounded. And as we often feel kind of pulled out of our center throughout the day, this can bring us back to a sense of, I am here. So let's bring the palms to touch at the heart. If you can't move your body, you can visualize this. Relax the shoulders down. Let's take a full breath in, complete breath out. And then we'll inhale as we reach the right hand all the way up to the sky. The left hand comes down by the navel, maybe straighten the upper arm. And then exhale slowly, consciously, to bring the hands back to the heart center where the palms touch. Inhale, left hand up, right hand comes down by the navel, but all the fingers point up to the sky. Exhale slowly, take your time, really giving our nervous systems a gift here. Inhale, right hand up, left hand by navel, open the chest, reach straight up if you can. Exhale slowly to come back to the heart. And we'll just pause here for a moment. Feel your palms and fingers touching. Allow space between the teeth. Soften the jaw. And then, if you can, I invite you to rub your hands together, create some friction between the palms, some heat, some activated energy here. Rub, 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 rub. And then place your hands anywhere in the body where you feel you need some care, some TLC, some healing. Just place your hands there. Soften the body. Continue to breathe deeply. Beautiful. Thank you, friends. So, just to speak a little bit before we dive into our experience, many of us, when we start to get into thinking of what we want in our lives, it comes from a place of lack. We think about what we don't have. And then rather than being in this expansive place inside of, wow, yes, I would love to create this, I would love to experience this, we feel, oh, I don't have this. I wish I had it, but I don't. And I don't even know if I ever could. It comes from this place of contraction inside of us. And if we look at some of the laws of the universe, so to speak, such as the law of resonance, whatever energy we are inside of, whether that be emotional or even the physical energy of our bodies, whatever frequency we're inside of, is what we resonate with, or the law of attraction. It's what we're drawing to us. So, a powerful tool for us or awareness for us when we're thinking about what it is we want to create in our lives is to activate the expansive, maybe even joyous feelings of what it would be like to have what we want. I was working in a one on one session with a beloved earlier today, and we played with this power of harnessing the Lionsgate energy a bit. And we were looking at this progression that many of us experience where we have a desire naturally arise. Desire can be a beautiful thing. I know in some traditions we see that desires are bondage, which I I would say they are. Not that they have to be though. I don't even know. I don't want to go any further on that one today. But many desires are bondage because we have this desire and then we get attached to it. Rather than having this beautiful desire that just uplifts us and then we release it to creation and we're free again, we have this desire and we want it. And we want it to look a certain way. We want it to feel a certain way. It creates this attachment, and that is bondage. Yes. But desire in itself, I think, can be beautiful. It's this comes from this beautiful place inside of us so often. So we have this desire that arises to have something or to have an experience in our lives. Excuse me one second. Papa, when you're done, can you please close that door? And if you want to say hi to everyone, now's a good time before we dive into our. So many of you know that my amazing parents are incredible beings and both teachers on the app here. And they were just visiting, and my dad is still here. So many of you have had the great pleasure of being in Jonas's lives. Want to say a quick hi to everyone? We're about to do a bunch of Lionsgate work.
Enjoy. I'm so happy that you're with my sweet daughter, my beautiful soul daughter. And I hope you can join me too.
Tell them when your session is this week.
It's Friday morning, I think at 9 o'clock local time, which is,
Hawaii, which is 3 p.m. Eastern.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's right. I hope to see you.
Love you. Enjoy. When you're done, can you please close that door?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, where were we? Lionsgate portal. Okay. So there's this desire that naturally arises, and what many of us do is we might be in that desire for maybe a day, sometimes even a longer period of time, and it feels so good, and then doubt starts to creep in. And we start to have this experience of, oh, well, that's not possible. I don't know if I can have that, or I don't know how to make that happen, right? For some of us, it lasts for 30 seconds. This desire comes up and we're like, oh, no, it's not possible. And we go into this contraction immediately. And then we're still in this place of wanting this thing, whatever the desire is, but now we're in a place of contraction around it. I want this thing, but I want this thing and I don't have it. And I don't know if I can have it. So we're in that energy of contraction. Part of what we can do together, or of course with ourselves, consciously is to feed this energy of the good feelings of having this desire fully realized. Many of you are familiar with the teachings of Abraham Hicks and Napoleon Hill and countless teachers who have really brought us the treasure trove of the teachings of how to consciously create our lives. And many would say that it starts with being in the good feeling of it, being in the good feeling of it. Yes. So today we are going to be intentional of being in the good feelings of possibility of that which you're wanting. And we will use that to become more of a magnet for our desires. Because again, if we think about the law of attraction, for example, even if I say, "Oh, I want this beautiful thing in my life," but I'm in the energy of, I can't have it, I don't know how to make it possible, I don't know if it could be possible, then we're in the contraction. So we're just creating more of this experience of lack. And if we just think about it through the lens of the mind or the brain, what we focus on is what we experience. So if I think about how I don't have the thing that I want, I'm continually focusing on the feeling of not having and living in that experience rather than in the possibility, which helps me step into thoughts and even behaviors to help make it a possibility. I know that it was a lot of speaking. Before we move on, any questions or anything you'd like to share before we dive more into our experience together? And we just love to hear from you, my loves. Maybe share something in the chat. Let's see, what could we share in alignment with today's session? Maybe let's share something in the chat that brings us great joy. Could be anything. Could be your child or a flower or the ocean or your fur baby. What is something in this world that brings you joy? Yeah, my dog. Anyone else? What's something that brings you joy? Music. Yeah. Dancing. Yeah, sex, feeling connected, feeling pleasure. What's something that brings you joy? And we could consider that one of the reasons I'm asking this question right now is to bring us into the mindset of the things that uplift us so that we become more of a magnet for that which we're wanting. Yeah, chilling with my brother, the beach, being with Antonio, being with our animals, being helpful and understanding, growth. Beautiful, friends. This is great. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. Okay, so let's move into our time together. If you have a journal and pen or pencil, I invite you to get that out. And there's something very powerful, especially when we're doing conscious creation work, to actually write with your hand as opposed to type. So if you can, I invite you to get something that you can actually write with. And if you don't have something like that and you just want to listen and be in the experience in your mind, that's perfectly okay. Okay. So let's just take a few conscious breaths together. In through the nose if possible, and then exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. One more breath like this. Sometimes a powerful exercise to help us become more clear on what we want is to name the things that we don't want or to release them. However, for today, we're going to go the route of just really bringing fully into the forefront of our awareness the things that we do want, the things that we do desire. So I invite you in your journal, or if you don't have a journal or paper in your mind, to start to write down the things you desire. And if you need to just take a moment and close your eyes, actually, why don't we all do that together first? Maybe you're itching to write down. That's okay. Let's just take a moment. And I invite you to place a hand on your heart if you can. Maybe you can sense the beating of your heart. This heart is such a gift. It just gives and gives and gives to us. Every moment of our lives, it beats and keeps us alive. And of course, we have our human heart, our divine heart, all in this experience of the heart. These hearts that allow us to love deeply, to care deeply, to feel the depths of connection and loss and the beauty of life. These hearts are so exquisite. Such beautiful dreams can come from our hearts. And it's okay if your heart feels covered, or some of you might say jaded. Let's just let that be for now. I invite you to put your awareness on the possibility of your heart being just as exquisite as it was before you ever felt hurt, just as vibrant. Your heart is like a sun, maybe 10,000 suns. It is radiant. It is an unending ocean of love, even if you can't feel it right now. See or feel your heart as a sun of light beaming out of your chest. And then imagine that this light from your heart starts to pour down through your body like a cascade of golden light through your feet, all the way into the earth, into the center of the earth, the heart of Mother Earth. This beautiful presence that is always giving to us so freely and generously. The earth, nature gives to us. Imagine that right now, anything and everything you're needing is being drawn up from the heart of the mother. Love, peace, strength, healing. Imagine it moving up through the layers of the earth into your feet, into your heart, filling your whole body. Take a deep breath. Allow the breath to create more space inside. And then imagine or feel this exquisite light in your heart moving up through the crown of your head, into the clouds, into the cosmos, like this beautiful pillar of light moving all the way up into the cosmos, where it meets with this sun of light. And this sun of light, again, as bright as 10,000 suns, it's so exquisite. This sun of light is you. You're magnificent, you're radiant, the eternal being that you are. And this light is the embodiment of every quality you wish to experience in your life. It is the embodiment of love, of joy, peace, and so on. Welcome this light of your eternal nature with love and feel it, see it pour back down through the sky, the clouds, into the crown of your head, filling your whole heart and whole body and the space all around you with whatever you're needing right now. You are an eternal being. You are the beauty of life, having an experience in human form. You have infinite wisdom inside of you, grace, power, beauty, love. Take a deep breath in and out of your heart. And when you're ready, I invite you to slowly open the eyes and now write down on your paper, if you have it, what it is that your heart desires. And this could be anything. It could be a strong, healthy, vibrant body. It could be a new car. It could be healing in a relationship. It could be an adventure where you go someplace. It could be more money to feel more free in your life. Whatever your desire, I invite you to write it down. And we'll take a few minutes here. Maybe you desire more peace in your mind, to feel more love in your relationship with yourself. And if you find yourself writing down things like, I don't want to experience this anymore, I invite you to flip it. What do you want to experience? If you say, I don't want to be in pain anymore, what do you want to experience? I want to feel joy. I want to feel free. I want to be able to move my body. Write it down in terms of what you want rather than what you don't. We'll spend about another minute here. For anyone who's just joining, we are creating a list of the things or experiences that we desire in our lives. as we move into this exercise together. Okay, great. Go ahead and start to finish what you're writing. So now let's go through this list of desires and take a couple of minutes to really allow the imagination open. Some of you are already there, and some of us, we need a little reminder of how it works. So, for example, I invite you right now to picture a red apple. Picture a red apple in your mind. Okay. Now, some of you saw a red apple. You might have even seen like a two-dimensional red apple with like a little green leaf, like you would see on some advertisement or some school book. Maybe you saw a red apple with a little stem. Maybe you saw a red apple with a stem, a leaf, and a little bit of that shiny, waxy texture to it. Yes? Some of you saw an apple with a stem and a leaf and all of the little divots in the texture of the apple. You tasted the apple, you smelled the apple, you saw where the apple had a bite out of it, or where there was one of those little black spots from a worm crawling in. Yes, many of us, when we go to use our imagination, we see something like that basic red apple. So I invite you in this exercise to see the most detailed apple possible. We're not actually going to picture apples. I mean, maybe that's part of your vision. I invite you to apply this to what we're about to do together. Use your imagination, use your heart to really bring the details to life of that which you're wanting. So let's go ahead and look at our list. And I invite anyone who wants to share. This is part of the process where we get to be in community together, just in like one or two words. Go ahead and share something in the chat that you wrote down on your list, if you wish. And again, just like a couple of words. We're not writing down paragraphs, just kind of seeing a list here that we can work with. What is something from your list? Go ahead and share it in the chat. Confidence, great. To see Ma in December, yes. What about me, Camille? What's something on your list of desires, my friends? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Patience. Okay, great. Well, while others are typing, a loving partner. Yeah, beautiful. Um, I'm going to start here. So Molly shared confidence. When we think about confidence and we're applying this idea of specificity, like what we did with the apple, expanding the imagination, what does that look like? Where are you, Molly? How does it feel in your body? What's the facial expression? How are you holding your body? How are you speaking? How are you thinking when you're confident? How do you walk through a room when you're confident? How do you express yourself in the world when you're confident? How do you live your day to day life maybe differently when you're confident? Yes. Camellia said, seeing Ma in December. Great. So you want to see Ma in December. Picture it. There you are. You're in Cape Coral, Florida. You're with hundreds or maybe thousands of people who are here to be with an embodied, enlightened, living master. Maybe you see yourself going up for darshan, that beautiful moment of one-on-one blessing with Sai Ma, and you're standing there and you feel what it's like in your body and you feel the smile on your face and you feel the cosmos looking through Ma's eyes right into your heart, into your soul. And patience, same thing like we were speaking about with confidence. What does patience feel like in your body? What are your facial expressions? How do you hold your body? How do you speak? How do you think? How do you interact with others? How do you express yourself in the world? A loving partner, Rebecca. Yes. What does this partner bring out in you? Are you laughing together? Are you making love? Are you on an adventure? Are you just feeling their hand in your hand and how good it feels to just be connected to this beautiful soul who you love and who loves you? Take the fullness of your imagination. What do they smell like? What does it feel like to feel them against your cheek? Let this come to life in your being. Yes? So this is where we're going next. I wish so much I could play music for you because it gives such an experience, but we don't have that ability to play it and have it sound really crisp and clean yet here on the app. Oh, okay, we have one more that we'll go for. A new job with a higher salary and to lose weight. Great. So we have a few things here. So how do you feel in your new job? And by the way, friends, again, coming back to this idea of the feeling being the magnet inside of you, how good do you feel at this new job? How good do you feel in this relationship? How good do you feel being patient or confident or being with Saima? Activate the feelings, the joy, the peace, the pleasure, the confidence, the patience, the trust in life, whatever it is, bring those feelings to life. Let that be your foundation as you are magnetizing what you want. Yes. Higher salary, right? Okay, you have this higher salary. Why? What does it give you? What are you doing with that higher salary? Do you feel free? Are you spending money on other people? Are you taking yourself out to gorgeous dinners? Are you buying that pair of shoes you really wanted? Are you going to that magical place and taking that trip you wanted? Let it all come to life. And I invite you, my friends, as we step more fully into this process, if the doubts come up that say, yeah, but how do I make this happen? I don't even know. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe it didn't work. That's okay. It's normal for those to be there. I invite you, for the sake of today, for your love with yourself, to just set those doubts to the side and fully focus on this experience of what you want. Just come back to that again and again. Doubt pops up, no issue. You don't have to make yourself wrong. Just return to focusing on that which you do want and the amazing feeling of living that. Okay. So again, I wish I could play music, but we don't have that ability and for it to be clean and crisp at the same time. So if you want to put some journaling music on, I invite you to. Let's um let's actually go inside though. We still have just enough time to move through the completion of this exercise today. If it's comfortable to, I invite you to close the eyes. And if that's uncomfortable, you can just look down, have the gaze relaxed, allow the attention to turn inward here. Take a couple of deep breaths. Feel the weight of your body settling. Feel this fullness of possibility, maybe waking up inside. And let's just take these next few moments to put our attention on gratitude. Gratitude is a pillar of creating the lives that we want. It fills us up from the inside out. So I invite you to think of someone in your life who you feel grateful for and really feel that in your heart. Why do you feel grateful for this person? And now maybe there's an experience in your life that you feel grateful for. It could even be something from the past. Maybe you had a really beautiful experience, and when you think about it, it just fills you up with love or joy or appreciation. Think of something in your life that you feel really grateful for. And now think of one other thing or person or experience that you feel grateful for. Allow this to expand you. And now I invite you to choose one thing from your list of what you desire and start to bring it to life as if it is already the truth of your life, meaning that when you open your eyes, it's already happened. And I invite you to take a position in your body, if you can, that says, I'm open to life. I'm open to possibility. I am powerful because you are so powerful. Maybe you wish to sit tall, roll your shoulders back, open your chest. Maybe you wish to take a power pose of some kind, maybe the one where you place your hands behind your head or your arms open to life, to the sky, your hands on your hips so your chest is open. Take a position with your body that welcomes the powerful being you are. And then as you think about this desire you have, think about it in present tense, not someday or if you're lucky or if you do enough of XYZ. Think about it as present. Where are you with this desire fulfilled? What are you doing? Who are you with experiencing this desire fulfilled? How good do you feel living the fulfillment of this desire? And just take these next moments to really use your imagination to see it, to feel it in detail, down to the color of your clothing or the sensations in your hands or the smile on your face. What do you hear around you? What can you see around you? What do you smell, taste? Are you laughing? Are you relaxed? Are you dancing, hiking, cooking, making love? How are you enjoying the fulfillment of this desire? You are so powerful and you are a creator. Let us intentionally harness the power of this Lionsgate portal to magnetize this desire, activate this desire. And now choose another desire from your list. Where are you with this desire fulfilled? Who are you with? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Is there music playing? Whose voice or voices do you hear? How do you feel in your body? Bring it all to life with detail, especially how good it feels. And remember to breathe deeply. Use your breath as a way to create more space inside. How are you enjoying your life with this desire fulfilled? If you're really enjoying bringing this desire to life for the first one, you can continue there. Otherwise, let's bring another desire to mind, something else that you wish to experience or have in your world. Maybe it's something material, like a new car. Feel your hand door, your hands on the steering wheel, how it feels to sit in the driver's seat, the smell, how how it feels to drive it. Bring this next desire to mind and let's really activate the good feelings. How good does it feel for this to be the reality of your life? What can you see? Where are you? Living your best life with this desire fulfilled. Just as we have been, bring all of the senses to life: sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. What is your experience with this desire fulfilled? And again, if the doubts creep in, just return your attention to living this incredible experience of your desire fulfilled. Breathe deeply. Maybe you need to open your chest again, sit tall, allow a smile on your face. You are harnessing your creative power even in the face of all of the patterns in your brain of doubt and fear, sadness, anger, and so on. You are harnessing your power to create beyond these old patterns right now. Feel your body relax, becoming more open, more receptive to life, more receptive to these dreams being a reality. Start to activate feelings of gratitude for all of these desires that you are living fulfilled. Oh, I feel so grateful that I'm in this beautiful, loving relationship. I feel so grateful that I'm patient with myself and others. I feel so grateful that I'm an embodiment of confidence. I feel so grateful that I'm with Saima in December. I feel so grateful to myself for continuing to step into my power, even when it felt scary or I was facing the unknown. Be so grateful to you, to life right now. Let's take a deep breath. And I invite you to open your arms wide if you can. Reach them up, open your chest. Make of your body like a chalice, this receptive posture that welcomes life, that welcomes beauty, love, all that your heart desires. Be so grateful to yourself, so grateful to life. And now I invite you to claim what you're calling in and use the words I am. If it's confidence you're calling in, I am confident. If it's patience, I am patient. If it's being in the most beautiful, loving relationship, I am in the most beautiful, loving relationship. If it's having a new job with a higher salary, I am loving my new job with my X amount of, dollars salary. Or if it's losing weight, I love feeling strong and healthy and fit in my body. I am. Yes, I am if possible. But call in what you're claiming. I am, or just name it. Not I will or I want, but name it as if it's already so. And if you can, I invite you to say it out loud. Claim it for yourself. We're in this powerful vortex together as community, as family, and in the Lionsgate portal energy. And if your arms get tired, you can bring them down, but just keep your chest open. I am what? I am. I call in. I am living what? Oh, beautiful. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Ah, move your body a little. You can start slowly, stretch, mm, open. Maybe open and close the mouth a couple of times, release the jaw. Ah, and when you are ready, slowly open the eyes and see through the eyes of your desires already fulfilled. Not, I don't know if it's possible or I can't, but imagine right now that the things you desire are already your life. How do you feel? Do you feel joyful, peaceful, vibrant, excited, grateful? The key to creating the lives that we really wish to have, which by the way, don't always look the way we think we want them to, is to continue to cultivate this energy, continue to cultivate joy, even when the thing you have isn't here, to continue to cultivate gratitude, even when it's not here yet, to continue to feel your heart full, even when your desire isn't yet fulfilled. And I would love so much to hear from you in the chat. What are you present to? What do you feel? And I see the Angela shirt, I feel lighter. And this is also the power of the mind. So many of us think that it's the circumstances that create our inner world, but we could consider it's quite the other way around. The more we are living in a certain emotional state, a certain frequency, the more that actually impacts our experience of life. So I'd love to hear from you, my friends. We just have a few minutes left. How does it feel? Are you ready? And while you're typing, I'd just love to share something because I've been in this work of conscious creation for many years now. There are so many things. What some of you know a practice that I took on for a long time, and I still use it, just not as regularly as I did in the very beginning. When I first started this technique, I had a journal that was specifically a gratitude and manifestation journal. And every day I would write down 3 to 10 things that I felt grateful for, like right in the here and now. I'm grateful for this, grateful for that. I'd write down 10 things I'm grateful for. I said 3 to 10, but it was usually 10. And then I would write down 10 things I was grateful for manifesting. You can see this is how old this is. So I would write down, let's say, for example, there was a period of time where I wanted to be a yoga instructor. It's been a long time now. I said something like, I'm a great or I'm a successful yoga instructor. And I wrote it down. And then I would write down something else that I want as if it was already happening. And I would write down all the things that I desired as if they were already the truth of my life, not someday, but right now. I did this for about 6 months straight. Like every single day, I really gave to this. It was so beautiful. And there were sometimes I felt really discouraged. And there were other moments where I was like, oh my goodness, that thing that I've been writing down, it's totally come to fruition. Whoa, this is wild. So that's a fantastic practice for many reasons. I won't go into all of that right now. Here's the treasure I'd like to offer you though, and many of you are probably familiar with this already. Patience is key. I remember I was writing down that thing about being a successful yoga instructor, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something that wasn't right then and there. And or maybe I mean had different versions of it. Like before I was ever even a yoga instructor, I would write down that I wanted to be that. But here's the bottom line. I would write some of these things down for months and they hadn't come to fruition. And then some of them I wrote down for years and they still hadn't come to fruition. And some of them I just got to the point where I was like, I don't know, I guess this one isn't happening. Not creating this one apparently. And then maybe a year later, 2 years later, it became my life. I've had so many things that I put my attention on creating come to fruition as my reality, but it didn't happen in the time frame that the ego wanted it to. It didn't happen in the time frame that my mind wanted it to. Even now, I've just been in the process of securing something in my external reality. And I've been putting in all this energy and effort to create this thing and have this thing come to fruition. And it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. And I was feeling myself feeling stressed about it. And, some doubt coming up around it and possibly whether or not it was going to happen. And then it happened. It happened, but it just didn't happen in the timeline I wanted it to. So, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is just to continuously put our attention on the good feelings of our desire being fulfilled. And the more we live in that state, not only do we just feel good now, no matter what is happening, but we also become this magnet for calling in what it is we want. So patience is such a treasure. And even though I've been doing this work for well over a decade, I still have moments of doubt or fear or impatience. And I also still see my life continuing to blossom. And most of the things that I've been writing down for years or putting my attention on creating for years are coming to fruition. So, or have already come to fruition. Let's see. Camellia shared, I feel blessed and expanded. Rebecca shared, feel more positive. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And thank you, love, for your donation. Thank you for your generosity. Great. I know I was talking, so maybe some of you weren't writing, but if anyone wishes to share in the chat before we start to bring the session to a close, hi, Lori. Uh, Maybe something that you feel connected to in this exercise today. Maybe you'd like to write down your affirmation that you one of your affirmations you were speaking. What are you calling in? What are you claiming in this energy? I think that would actually be a really potent way to end this session. So for anyone who wishes, hi Amber. Amber is a beautiful being and teacher on the platform, Amber Michelle. If you're not already um, in tune with her work, I invite you to check her out. Hi, Lori. So let's complete today, for anyone who wishes, share in the chat one of your affirmations that you are really anchoring and calling in for what you're creating. Maybe it's the affirmation of I am patient or I am confident, or as Camille said, I am in, I'm with Simon December. And again, if possible, I invite you to use the words I am because we're working when whatever we say after I am, we're bringing it into creation. It's present tense. If I say I will, it's not the same energy, or maybe it's not the same energy. I am is creating that in our reality. Again, it doesn't always look the way we think we want it to, right? Okay, great. Amber sharing, I am abundant. Yes, beautiful. Angela shares, I am capable. Yes. What are you calling in with Lionsgate, my beloveds? Camille shares, I am a powerful creator. Yes, you are, Millie. I watch it all the time. What are you calling in, friends? Share it in the chat. Memoria shares, I am whole and loved. Yes, you are. I love that. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Tracy shares, I am love. Yes, and for anyone who wasn't here in the beginning with my share, Tracy is Tracy McCree here, incredible, beautiful light on our planet and teacher here on Insight Timer. So highly, highly recommend checking out Tracy as well. Noni shares, I am free. Ah, yes. Matthew shares, I am balanced and aligned. Amber Michelle shares, I am chosen in love and in a beautiful relationship with the love of my life. Feeling that one. Lori shares, yes, I am love. Molly shares, I am a radiant being. Oh, I love these. Come on, keep them coming. We'll end just a couple minutes over too. This is just too good. And we're activating it together. There's something about being together in community where we're claiming these things, even if it feels vulnerable to do, right? Ah, I feel the juice. I always get so juiced up on this topic. Okay, what is one of oh wait. Helene shares, I am supported and blessed. Yes. Antonio shares, I am more connected to self and source. Beautiful friends. Beautiful. Mm. Okay, what is one of mine? Mm, I have so many, but the one that's coming through, which is good for the small mind because it doesn't have this experience, is I am one with all of life. Sally shares, I am effervescent with joy. I love that. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Thank you for your donation, your generosity. Oh, beautiful friends. Okay. It's your last moments before we close. Anyone who wants to claim it in the loving witness of community, calling it in. Um, I love you. I am so grateful for our community, our family here. Even if you're brand new, you're part of it. Faustina shares, I am love. Mm. Amber Michelle shares, I am a bestseller on Substack, helping millions. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, my loves. I love you. I love your love. It's so good to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. So blessed. It's one thing I learned from Ma a long time ago. Actually, I think Ma said this, probably. I just remember though that I had this little ritual. Many of you know that I have morning rituals that I do the moment I become conscious. And they've changed and evolved over the years, but a long time ago, right when I woke up, like the moment that I became conscious, I went through this little thing where I would sing the little song that many of you have heard, the "Thank You for This Beautiful Day" song, and then I would just reach my arms up from bed and say, "I am so blessed," and just, like, bring all this love into my heart, all this gratitude. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. And for anyone who doesn't have a morning practice the moment you wake up, it's a game changer for setting the foundation for your brain and your mind for the rest of the day. Oh, Angela, I'm so happy to see you. Sing it, Tracy says. All right, let's sing it together and then we'll close our session. So many of you know this from the track here on the app. This is also an indigenous song. My mom, I learned it when I was a baby, probably. My mom used to sing it to me all the time. And it's on one of the tracks I have here called, anyone remember? Gratitude, Gratitude Rising, maybe? Anyway, it goes, I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you. That's it. And you just like keep repeating it in your soul and your heart. I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you. I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you. I thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you. And now let's take all of this goodness here, all of this love, all this possibility. And if you wish, see that magnificent sun of light in your heart as the eternal being that you are. And let us bless the planet together. Let us bless all of those suffering. Let us feel and see this planet filled with the light of love. Everyone, all beings living in harmony, all beings safe, all beings with food and shelter, love in their hearts. May all beings be safe, peaceful, free, fed, free. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being the embodiment of love you are, who has chosen to be on the planet at this time of massive transformation, profound transition. Thank you for the exquisite light you are. Remember, no matter how much you might feel in the dark or in the pain at times, it can never tarnish your light. And your light is here for a reason. There's a birthing happening on this planet. The darkness is coming to the surface. The light is becoming brighter. And your light is part of what is allowing this transformation to occur. So thank you for your light, for your love. I love you. I adore you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. See you next time.